They gathered just after dawn at Hilo's Kamehameha statue on Tuesday. Servants of criminal justice and law enforcement on Hawaii Island took part in a silent march to honor all those who have lost their lives to domestic violence. One family made the trip all the way from the mainland to remember their loved one, whose sad story made national headlines.
The Hawaii Police Department has concluded the active investigation into the death of Brittany Jane Royal. We have determined that she was murdered by Boaz Johnson.
25-year-old Brittany Jane Royal was strangled to death by her boyfriend, 22-year-old Boaz David Johnson, in May of last year. Her body and that of her unborn son, Io, was recovered from the waters off Kalapana. Johnson was found dead months later in the same lava fields of Lower Puna.
The body found hanging from a tree in Kalapana on January 2nd has been identified as Boaz Johnson.
Police say he committed suicide.
He confessed to strangling Brittany while involved in a domestic dispute and to throwing her body into the ocean. He also indicated his intention to end his life.
Royal's death was the inspiration for Tuesday's vigil. It was organized by victim witness counselors in the Hawaii County Prosecuting Attorney's Office and the Hawaii Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Royal is also the inspiration for the tattoos that now adorn the bodies of her family. Latin for truth and justice. Royal's tattoo, Veritas, was an early clue in the murder mystery that took half a year to solve.
It's a lot different this time.
This was a return trip for Brittany's mother, Julie.
It's always sad, the reason why we're coming back, but it's nice to have some answers. You know, we have answers, and again, like Zach was saying, coming back here is such a different experience. We're embracing Brittany's life more than mourning her death. And, you know, people that we don't even know that we've met over blogs and social media has been amazing. Coming out to support us and reaching out with the love has just been amazing. I'm not as sad anymore. You know, when I came here the first time, it was confusion. It was not knowing what was going on. And now it's just celebration. It was just all about celebrating Brittany and Io, her baby.
It was brother Zachary Royal's first time visiting Hawaii Island.
My first trip here has been fantastic. The people here have been amazing to us and very, very loving and kind. We've seen so much hospitality from the locals here, and just the amount of love that has come out of here has just been fantastic.
Royal's family had the chance to see the unique lavascape of Kalapana, the place that Brittany had fallen in love with and where she and Boaz had planned to make a new life together.
We did. It was really neat. We, well, the detectives had taken us out to see the campsite, and we did go to where Bo hung himself, and that was just kind of putting all the puzzle pieces together. And then yesterday, we had good friends of ours had made a cross memorial statue in honor of Brittany and Io, and we had one as well. And we went out to a open area in the lava and put those down and said some prayers. It was pouring down raining, and then there was a couple whales that had breached in the ocean kind of to say hello to us, and other friends that we had just met the night before did a helicopter flyby and dropped hundreds of flowers and tea leaves off in honor of Brittany and Io, and it was really special.
It's very different. I've never witnessed anything like that in my life before, but I could see why Brittany was so attracted to it. You know, it's very open and just by yourself, and you're just doing your thing, you know, and building your own house yourself, and everything is just by doing it yourself.
Really, for the last 9 months, as my sister can attest, I have been almost just compulsive about, I wanted to know exactly where the campsite was, you know, and I would look at the GPS coordinates and I'd say, that doesn't seem right. And I had, you know, Google Earth blown up on my computer, just looking at the lava, looking at all the houses on the lava. And so everything that I've been looking at, pictures online, seeing pictures of you, reaching out to you from the very beginning, seeing your blog, just it's all here now. It's all real. You're in front of me. We went out on the lava. I saw the campsite. I saw where Brittany spent her time, where she meditated, where she did yoga. This place is beautiful. I mean, the place we're staying in Leilani Estates, I have never in my life been in such beauty. So I see what brought Brittany here, and I feel her spirit here. But yeah, to actually be here now, after all these months, it's kind of like my dream came true. I got to come here, and I feel better. I feel so much better.
The family also complimented the work of police.
I'd just like to thank the police, all the detectives on the case, and the chief, TAVARES. They have done an excellent job of solving this, you know, through the help of the locals and anybody that was willing to help. All the evidence and everything was laid out for them perfectly, and they executed it amazingly. And I'd really like to thank them through the bottom of my heart. My family greatly appreciates everything that they've done for us.
The murder case illustrated a divide that exists in the community between visitors and transplants like Brittany and the locals who have made Puna home for generations. During the investigation, after Boaz had already been named a suspect, signs began to appear around Puna suggesting others were involved in the killing. Even the conclusion of the investigation, announced at this police press conference in January, was not enough to end speculation that Brittany and Boaz may have met their fate at the hands of someone else.
An autopsy on his body revealed that the cause of death was asphyxia due to hanging, and the manner of death was suicide. The medical examiner ruled out foul play. Now that this investigation has essentially ended, we can release some additional information that our investigation uncovered, which we couldn't previously release. After Brittany's body was found, Boaz said in a telephone conversation with a friend that he and Brittany were in good health and on their way to Hilo. That phone call, along with DNA and other evidence at the crime scene, made Boaz a suspect in Brittany's murder. Throughout this investigation, we followed all leads, including investigation that was able to exclude other individuals as being responsible for this tragic death.
One of the main pieces of evidence in the case was a notebook.
A composition book found near Bo's body contained 3 handwritten pages. The writer identified himself as Boaz Johnson.
The contents of that notebook have not been made public yet.
And I believe what we're waiting for is there's some final reports, some write-ups that still need to be done. They'll come to the prosecutor's office, and then once that happens, we'll be able to review it and we'll be able to close the case. Once that happens, I believe the police make that available to the press and to anybody who wants to come, and I guess they have to pay for the reports.
But Brittany's family says they're satisfied with the official explanation of events.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when the morning before the press conference, they did read us the letter in detail, and of course the other day we did get to see a copy of it, and I think I probably speak for all of us saying that everything in the letter didn't make sense, but it makes sense exactly what happened, and I have no questions that what they say happened did indeed happen, unfortunately.